will never believe Adam has done what he has.
Has stepmommy cracked?
I'm helping the cops try and get my soon-to-be ex-husband in here.
She loves her daughter.
She has been cooperating with police.
She has tried to cooperate with the police.
This woman is just like a shark.
Baker joined police in the search.
She's always moving forward.
He has allegedly given them more information.
She's destroying whatever is in her path.
The family got rid of a mattress.
Whether it's relationships,
Started to point the finger.
The cops promised if I would help them with what I know, they would keep him locked up for my safety.
this is a little girl
I can actually hear more than without my hearing aid.
who has been discarded piece by piece. They discarded her mattress.
DNA evidence on the mattress.
I was trying to save us both, but why should I? He's letting everyone destroy me.
Adam, did you have any involvement in her disappearance?
But it's not like I am not able to defend my freaking self. Dark wishes, Elisa.
And tonight, all indications the child is murdered inside the home. Why, Jane Casares? What do we know?
Well, what we know is through legal documents, and there's nothing more factual than a legal document. And what it is confirming is that on the 22nd of October, Elisa Baker went to her defense attorneys saying that she had information on the disappearance and death of Zahra Baker. On the 23rd, the defense attorneys wanted to corroborate. They wanted to believe her. They went out and say they found a piece of evidence. They turned it over to prosecutors. Prosecutors contacted law enforcement. And Elisa Baker went out twice, not once, twice, to multiple sites in the county.
Weigh in, Ellie just said, what do we know about furniture being seized from the home? And this is in addition to the wall being torn out, right, and the sinks, the faucets, the drains.
Yeah, you're right, Nancy. When we saw that video of what the house looked like inside, you could see sections of plumbing removed, huge holes in the floor, one that went down to the bare ground. We know that police took out a mattress, a bed frame, also sections of drywall. And in this document, it claims that Elisa Baker specifically told them what they could find in the house, and it claims that what they found corroborated what she said.
We are taking your calls live. For those of you just joining us, in the last hours, we confirmed that Elisa Baker, Zahra's stepmother, has told cops the circumstances surrounding the child's death and her disappearance, and that the child can be found in many areas across the county. In other words, the child has been dismembered. Out to the lines, Joy in Kentucky. Hi, Joy.
Hi, Nancy. I have a question and a comment.
Yes, ma'am.
The question is there any evidence to tie the father with the murder of this little girl? And my comment is, this was his child, his flesh and blood. If his wife was abusing his child, the fact that he did not protect his little girl makes him just as responsible.
I feel the same way, Joy in Kentucky. I do know this. Remember that 911 call where he is asking the dispatcher, hey, how you doing? Blames the child for being broody at 10 years old, claiming she's going through puberty. He backs up that story about the phony $1 million ransom note. I mean, his 911 call is full of lies. Now, how he cannot be part of it, I don't know. I don't understand it. Unleash your lawyers. Randy Kessler, defense attorney, Atlanta. Jason Oceans, defense attorney, New York. What about it, Oceans?
Listen, I think police are evaluating just all the evidence, the informational evidence that Ms. Baker, who's inside prison, has given them. I think once they really get a firm hand...
Whoa, put Oceans up.
No.
Evaluating the evidence. You mean finding her body parts?
Well, not just the Nancy, not just the physical evidence.
Don't try it with me tonight.
I'm not
of all
trying
nights.
I'm not trying to.
Don't. They're evaluating the evidence. They're looking for the rest of her body. What do you mean evaluating the evidence?
What she has supplied to them informationally to date that we've reported has been corroborated. But I think they need to determine whether she's protecting herself by implicating him. Just going through all of that so they're certain before they ultimately charge either or both of them.
Kessler?
There's something interesting or fishy. I mean, you've prosecuted a lot of cases, Nancy. When someone gives this kind of information, knows these kind of details, and they're only charged with obstruction of justice, there's something loose. They're missing some connection in the chain of evidence. I don't know what it is. Why are they not
Did you ever think maybe they've got a GPS locator stuck on his car? Maybe they're tapping his line. I'm talking about him. I'm talking about him. He's walking around. She's not charged with murder. Something's not right unless they're gathering evidence.
They may be driving a wedge between the two of them. They're right. They may be trying to find out where he's going to go. But why don't they have him?
Got some news for you.
Yeah.
Putting a wedge between them. You're absolutely right, Kessler. You're right about that. What do we know about the letters, Jenkins, stars? New letters we've learned about.
That's right, new letters that Elisa Baker was writing talking about her husband, Adam Baker, talking about his involvement, her lack of involvement, but talking about also Zahra Baker herself.
What else do we know, Ellie?
I'm sorry, Nancy, I couldn't hear your question. It's loud in the component.
Okay, we're talking about the letters.
Yes.
The letters that, the most recent ones that she has sent out. What do we know about them?
Right, Nancy. Well, she's explaining again that she's stuck behind bars, that Adam Baker is out free walking around. She says that she was trying to protect both of them, but instead she's stuck there. He's letting her hung out to dry, is what she's saying.
So there you have it, Kessler and Oceans, exactly what the two of you have been saying on and off the air for a while now, and you brought it up again, Kessler, the wedge between them. Now she's saying Adam Baker has hung her out to dry. But I'm telling you, she's the one blaming him, Oceans.
Yeah, but I think, you've got to, from the law enforcement perspective, you've got to be, completely evaluative in whether she's protecting herself or not. And I think further, if ultimately she's going to be a cooperating witness, they need to be certain completely before they arrest the husband, and they use her to testify against him.
Well, this is what I think. They're giving the father enough rope to go ahead and hang himself.
That's possible.
They don't even have to ask her a question. She's writing it in letters to everybody under the sun. They don't have to ask her anything.
I think, Nancy, you're right. They are probably GPS. They are following him. They are waiting for him to trip himself up.
I can only pray, Jason, Oceans, and Randy Kessler. Joining me right now, special guest Dr. Joshua Perper, the Chief Medical Examiner, Broward County, author of a second book, When Doctors Kill. Dr. Perper, as always, an honor to have you on our airwaves. Dr. Perper, they make it look easy in movies. It's not so easy to dismember a body. It is not easy. So this means they had hours and hours to think about what they were doing. How difficult is it, Dr. Perper, even a child's body, to dismember a child's body?
Well, it's difficult, especially for people who do not have any kind of anatomic knowledge, so they don't know how to cut an area of joints, and therefore this horrible task is much more difficult, and it can take a considerable amount of time. You're absolutely right.
Mark Class, I'm coming to you right now. Practically everybody on our panel tonight, almost everybody has children, but you have loved deeply and lost your daughter Polly. When John David or Lucy have a boo-boo, I don't care if it's on the bottom of their foot, I get down on my knees and we'll kiss it. And now they pretend to have boo-boos. So I will kiss whatever. It's the finger, it's the elbow, it's the nose, it's the foot. I can't even imagine a parent dismembering a child. I'm talking about it because that's what former prosecutors do. They analyze it coldly. But I can't think about it. I mean, what do you do? She's laying on a mattress. What do you do? To start hacking her apart? I'm not able to make this connect in my heart. Although in my mind, I know that this is what has happened.
Anybody that would commit a crime like that has to be totally disassociated. They have to have absolutely no empathy for other human beings. They, I guess, have to be psychopathic to even contemplate and get away with something like that. It's beyond the pale. It's one of the worst things imaginable. It really is. I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned.